Hello and welcome to another video by Skyward Fire Games. Today we'll be doing you a deck analysis on some of the new cards that are coming out in the Team Up set and some of the promos that are coming out for the Pokemon trading card game. Today we'll be talking about a Jolteon Zapdos Jirachi deck. Roughly what the deck does is it uses this Jirachi card here. The ability of the Jirachi is once per turn, if it's in the active, you can send Jirachi to sleep, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck and you can pick a trainer you find there, add it to your hand, and then you shuffle the rest back in. You can use this ability to search for certain cards of your deck to help you guarantee KOs, get set up, search for crucial cards in the game. One of the main attackers we will use is Jolteon GX. Jolteon GX has an attack for 1 lightning energy that does 30 to the active and 30 to a bench Pokemon. Has an attack for 1 lightning energy and 1 colorless energy that does 110 damage, so it's great for trying to ramp up and get 2-shot knockouts. And it has a GX attack for 1 lightning energy and 1 colorless energy that does 110 damage, and it makes that Pokemon immune to all effects of attacks and damage done to that Pokemon on the next turn. So it's great for protecting yourself for a turn whilst trying to gain knockouts. The final card that we'll be looking at mainly in this deck is Zapdos. So Zapdos, for a single lightning, does 10 damage and then does 70 extra damage if that Pokemon became the active this turn. So we can use certain cards like Switch, Guzma and Escape Rope to let Zapdos go into the active and do some extra damage, plus it's a great one-prize attacker. The strengths of this deck is the fact that using certain item cards, we can ramp up our damage really quick and take hard knockouts. We can also use it to take consistent 2-shotting using the Zapdos and the Jolteon's attacks. The weaknesses of this deck usually turn out to be certain stuff like just fighting type, as everything in the deck is usually weak to fighting apart from the Zapdos, and the fact that the deck is heavily ability reliant, meaning certain cards in the metagame can help get a handle on that and potentially counter you. Favourable matchups include Bucephalon, Gyarados, Aerodactyl and Lost March. 3 of these 4 decks are all weak to lightning, so the deck can have a really good edge against them, ramping up its damage even faster. Meanwhile with Bucephalon, the deck has some serious speed. You can use this speed to knock out the Bucephalons, so you can get ahead of them in the prize game and stop them from being able to come back. Potential unfavourable matchups for this deck is anything that includes Buzzwole or Buzzwole GX, Lycanroc GX that could be paired in certain decks such as Zoroark, a Alolan Muck which can shut down abilities such as the Jirachi's ability and potentially stop the deck from working, and popular decks such as the Meganium Swampert deck, which recently debuted in Japan and seems to be built specifically to beat this deck. Cards you can expect to see in this deck are cards such as Volkner. Volkner lets you search your deck for 1 lightning energy and an item of your choice. This can help you search for certain cards such as Switch, Choice Bands, Electropowers, Escape Ropes, and Escape Boards, which can help you do the certain necessary combos you need to do with Jirachi to dig through your deck faster to find cards such as Thunder Mountain, which can be very important for the deck. It helps you get your attacks off earlier. Say for example you have a Jolteon out, only has 1 energy on it. Thunder Mountain is a great card that can mean you can perform that second attack for only the cost of 1 energy, as Thunder Mountain needs the cost of the other part. Other cards you can expect to see in the deck are such as Cynthias, Lilies and Guzmas. Great staple supporters that can help the deck consistently draw through itself and find the pieces that you need to take the knockouts that you need. Items that you can look towards seeing in the deck is stuff such as Nest Balls and Ultra Balls for your Pokemon search, Choice Bands and Electropowers to up the damage potential of your deck, and you can use Escape Boards, Escape Ropes and Switches to potentially rotate out of that Jirachi into the Pokemon that you need to use in the turn after you've performed the ability of it. Tech cards that you can potentially see in these decks consist of stuff such as Max Potion. It's great for removing damage in those certain matchups where neither of you are able to take a clean knockout. You can just remove the damage and potentially go for another knockout. Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet is a fantastic card with an ability that stops Prism stars from having their abilities work. You can use this to counter stuff like Ditto. Ditto lets certain decks evolve into a card of a Alolan Muck if they're not using the Grimer. The Alolan Muck can really shut down the deck as its ability shuts off all basics abilities, meaning our Jirachis cannot search the top 5 cards of our deck. Other cards that you can tech into your deck include the new Absol coming out. This Absol, if it's in play, will make your opponent's basic Pokemon in the active cost 1 more. This means that if you're in a certain mirror match and you're against a very similar deck that is using Jirachis, you can make the retreat cost of those Jirachis 1 more, and thus they wouldn't be able to retreat out of their active, and they have to search a lot harder for switching cards and Escape Ropes. Other cards you can potentially tech in is the Zorora GX. Zorora GX can be fantastic as this ability lets all Pokemon with a lightning energy on have a free retreat cost, which is great for the switching that you will be doing a lot in your deck. The other part about it is that one of its attacks does 160 damage. This is great for knocking out cards such as Meganium, which I mentioned earlier was a potential threat towards the deck. So if you ever know that you're going to be fighting against these Meganium decks, you can put in a Zorora GX and use it to get some clean knockouts on these Meganiums. Potential plays you can do in this deck can revolve around using this card, Tapu KoKo Prism. This comes out in the new Team Up set and has an ability that if it's on your bench, you can remove it from play and send it to the Lost Zone to take 2 of your electric energy out of your discard pile and attach them to 2 of your bench Pokemon. This can be great for plays such as accelerate energy onto your board, so then you can use Tapu KoKo GX Move it into your active spot, move all the energy that you just turboed onto the field, and go for a big GX attack. Other interesting plays you can do is such as saving all of your Electropower for one big knockout right at the end. Say you're fighting something such as a Venus or Tag Team GX, and you need to get over that huge HP threshold, you can play all of your Electropowers and go in for a big swing with Tapu KoKo GX's GX attack to take a final knockout. And finally, another interesting thing you can do is say that you need to heal off the damage off your Jolteon, but you really need to attack at the same turn. You can max potion off the damage on your Jolteon, remove the energy, and then you can use Tapu KoKo Prism to bring the energy back on board, attach another one, or potentially use Thunder Mountain to meet that energy requirement, and just retreat into another Jolteon and go and attack again. So it's a great way of removing that damage and recovering the energy incredibly quickly. So, if you've liked this video, please feel free to check out. We're going to be doing a lot more on the team up set. Hopefully a couple of more deck profiles. We'll be looking at that Venus or GX that we mentioned earlier. All of the team up cards will be debuting on the 2nd of February, I believe. So of course keep an eye out here at your local game store if you're interested in picking up the new cards. And the Evolution GX stuff and the tins will be dropping on the 22nd of February. So if you're looking for all the cards of this very interesting and very powerful deck, please stop by and pick them up.
See?
They're judging me!
Alex, you look so like you're so into me.
Oh no. How do I look? I haven't showered in 8 weeks. The rest back into your deck. So, Jirachi. It has an ability where... No, don't like that at all. Screw you, Ross, you're bad at videos.